Do you want to build apps with AI? Do you want to build apps like indie hackers like Peter Levels, who launched this photo AI headshots app, and he's making $70,000 a month with it? And so when I saw that on Twitter, it honestly blew my mind, and I was like, you know what? We got to build this ourselves from scratch, and let's do it in 30 minutes, and I'll show you how to do it. We will also have Stripe included. Your stack will be Supabase. We'll be using Vercel. We'll be using Vercel's blob storage, which is a cool new beta feature that they've released. Now you might be wondering, what is this thing? Why do I need to use it? And what's the fuss all about? Well, here's the thing. The problem in the world is when you need good photos, whether it's for Tinder, for professional jobs, landing a job, it makes a massive difference, the photos that you have. But in order to get a professional photographer, you have to spend a lot of time trying to find them, trying to book them, and you have to spend a lot of money. I went and had a professional photography session. It cost me $1,600 for one day. The photos were great, but it was really expensive. Well, with AI models, what you could do is you could upload your own image, 3 or 4 pieces of images that you have, and boom, this AI stuff can make you look so damn good. And I didn't even have to pay that I had to pay when I actually work with my photographer. So that's a problem that we're looking to solve. We're gonna build it and solve it in 30 minutes. If you wanna follow along and get access to the entire app for free, click the link in the description below. The app is there and available for you. All you have to do is click, you can hit fork, and boom, you have the entire thing. And then for the rest of this video, I'll just walk you through how you can set it up, and you will have the entire SaaS for yourself at the very end. Sounds fair? All right, with that said, let's jump straight into the video. All right, so let's go ahead and start building this app. So click on deploy. That's gonna be the first thing. It's gonna basically create a Git repository, so you can just go ahead and hit clone. Just put whatever repository name that you want here. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit start. Now for the integrations, we're using Supabase as our database. So this is a nice Vercel integration that allows us to create the tables and populate them however you want. So let's just click add. This will allow us to just start it. So if you're not signed in, it'll ask you to sign in. Yeah, we're already logged in, so for me, it's good. Yep, install it into that. Put your project name there. So let's just say headshots generator template. Name it whatever you want. I'll put in my password. And make sure you leave the create sample tables with seed data on. So leave that on, okay? And then that's very important, actually. So make sure you have that done, and then go to create project, okay? So it's completing the installation. Beautiful. Now you see we have some required environment variables like Leap API key and Leap webhook secret. So let's go ahead and get our Leap API key. So let's go to app.tryleap.ai. Let's go continue with Google, and then let's just pick whichever one, right? Log in. Now that I'm signed in, you can see there's a bunch of templates here that you can use. But we're here for the headshots, right? So let's go ahead and make sure we pick the headshots. Okay, go ahead and clone them. Here's a few selfies. And so we're going to hit continue on that because we want to make the Headshots AI app, right? Look at that handsome guy that was on that first page. Now we're going to go ahead and click get started. Okay, let's go ahead and clone that template. So that'll give you the entire clone, and now you should be able to see all the steps here, okay? This is now your own app. You don't really have to change too many things because everything, it's a template, so everything is pretty much ready to go. So just let's go ahead and hit publish there. So there we go. Now our workflow is published, and we even have the API is like ready to pretty much go. So let's go back to the dashboard here. You should be able to see my new workflow here, AI headshots generator. Now let's go to our API key, and let's go pop in our API key. So I'm going to say my headshots app, and we're going to copy that generated key to our clipboard now, okay? We're going to pop that key in there in our Vercel project. We need to also add the webhook secret to really make sure for security purposes that it's good, okay? That can be any value. let's just chop off the LEC part or whatever, and let's just chop off the end here. So we just pop in the API key here, okay? It could be any value, really. Yeah, so just as long as you have some random value, that's totally fine, okay? So I just literally took my API key and chopped it up a little bit. So let's go ahead and click deploy. So now it's deploying. So with that said, this should probably take a minute or so, okay? So if we go to Supabase here, you can see that it created this project for me. Okay, so that generated a template. And when you click on the table editor, you'll see the 4 tables that we see here, okay, in order to be able to use this. Yep, so everything is looking good. Policies are looking good. Policies are set up. Everything is already handled for you, right? All you need to do at this point is just follow along with all of the steps. And if you see those reds, don't really worry. That's kind of part of the process. Okay, boom, there we go. Seems like our project is successful and already started. Like, that is insane how quick that was. Now let's go continue to dashboard here. Let's go visit the website and take a look. Holy crap, it's already deployed. You can see the URL right there, okay, at the top. This is the GitHub that you clone. Now we have to set up a couple of things to make sure it's fully working for us, okay? So grab that URL. We're going to need that later. So let's go to our GitHub repository here. Let's go to our Git repository. Yep, and let's go ahead and clone it. So we're going to now go clone it locally, okay? So I'm going to just say GitHub repo clone, and I'm going to clone this. Okay, and let's cd into it now. And then we'll open it with Visual Studio Code, okay? And we have to configure a couple more things at this point. So the next thing we need to do is make the login work, okay? So let's go to the README. Let's go down. Let's go ahead and copy that magic link setup that's there. We're going to set that up with Supabase. Let's go to Supabase here. Let's go to settings. Actually, I think it's an authentication. Let's go there. Email templates. And let's go to magic link and put that here. Okay. Once you have that, go ahead and click confirm, hit save. We're going to paste that in. Okay, beautiful. Next thing we need to do is we need to set up our URLs. So let's go back to Supabase. So let me go back here. That's my domain. So we'll grab that domain and we'll bring that domain to Supabase. And then let's add those wild asterisks so then it can catch any path that we go to, right? Not just a specific path. Now this should allow me to basically log in. Okay, so let's go back here and test it out now. Where did it? Okay, it's right there. Cool. So let's go here, type in our email, mariano@trileap.ai, hit enter. And let's see what happens. Oh, I spammed it too much, so I got to wait for a second. So let's go to our email and check. And there it is. Confirm your sign up. Beautiful. We're getting an error. The URL was incorrect, so I just deleted the asterisk from there, and that should fix it for now. Let's actually go fix that. We don't need the asterisk actually. So let's get rid of that. Let's save it and let's try that again. So that's where we needed to have added our new URL. Okay, so let's go ahead and instead of putting in our email there or whatever. Let's put in the URL. That's where we got to put the asterisk, okay? Where it says add a new URL. So let's do that now. We don't need these other ones, so we can actually get rid of all these guys here. Let's delete that. Let's try logging in again, and let's see if that works. So let's go. Let's type in our email, Mariano@TryLeap.ai. Now let's check our email. And boom, we got the magic link. Awesome. Let's hit login. And boom, there we go. We're actually logged in. It was that fast. Supabase's login is so dang quick. That's awesome. Now you can see I'm logged in. That worked successfully. Now let's go ahead and see what's next. We got the workflow ID. We need to just set up a couple of more environment variables. So let's go ahead and set them up. Now I'm on Vercel. This is the template that got created. So let's go ahead and set up a few more environment variables here. So here are all the Supabase ones that were made for me when we did the integration, so we don't have to worry about that. We have the Leap API key and the Leap webhook secret, which is good. So if we look at our .m.local.example here, there's a few keys that we're missing. Let's go ahead and set those up here. So workflow ID, let's set that up. Yep, so I'm going to pop in my workflow ID here. So if you go back to Leap, you will go to workflows. This is where you'll get the workflow ID from. So let's go ahead and click edit workflow, and then there's a little ID at the top there. So let's copy that. Yep, I just copied it. And let's go ahead and populate that in Vercel. And now we're going to add another one. What else do we need? Let's see. We need the Supabase URL. So let's go ahead and set that up. I'm going to populate them like this. Add all the keys first. So then it's going to be a little bit easier on us to remember. Let's get the blob guy. We're going to use this to actually store the images, okay, in the model. Let's get our resend API. This is going to allow us to send emails. This is an email service. So while Supabase will let you like kind of use their own email service, they do have a limit. Whereas resend, so you want to replace it with resend. And you can use any email provider. We're going to be using resend. That's just our preferred method of doing it, okay? It's easy and it's simple to use. So let's go with that. So all you need to do is get the resend API key. And then there's an optional part, the Stripe integration. But if you want to collect payments, then Stripe is the way to go. So if you want, if you want to charge other people to use this, right? That's what you want to set up. So we're going to set that up here just so you know what you need to do. Okay. So we're going to pop all that in here. And I'll explain this later. We'll just populate it right now. Let's go to deployment provider here, Vercel. And then let's get Vercel URL here as well. Yep. That's going to be the deployed one. Yep, we're going to copy that URL and paste that in right there. And let's go one by one here and add all of this in. Let's go to the project settings here. Let's go grab the project URL, paste that in there. Let's go get the project API keys now. And we're going to pop that into the anon key. We need the service role key. So that should be right below that. So let's go ahead and grab that and put that in. Now let's go get the blob read write token. So let's go to our Vercel storage. Oh, nice. Yes. So Vercel now has its own storage, which is really cool. So let's go ahead and hit create that. It was in beta before. Now they actually have it out. I'm excited. So let's just leave that name. That's fine. Let's just hit create and continue here. Yep, and you can leave that be, honestly. Just hit connect. Okay, there we go. Now let's go ahead and connect our project here. It should be already, actually it's already connected. That's nice. Okay, great. So basically just by following the steps, it automatically linked it. You should be able to see that. So let's go back to environment variables. Now, yep, the blob read write token is there. It added it for us. So let's remove the blob read write token since it was already added. We don't need it here. And let's go ahead and resend the API key. Yep, so the first thing that they'll give you is API key, right? So you just have to make an account with them. It's free. We're using resend for two separate things, okay? One is to notify you, okay? Whenever somebody like does something with your training. If you've set up the recent key, you're going to get an email. This could be your user's email or your own email, whoever's sending it basically. And you could also set it up for auth as well, right? So we want to notify the users, hey, your training model is ready. Go and check it out, right? Just like your pizza is ready. So we need to send a notification like, hey, your image generation model is ready. You can now go ahead and start uploading your images. It'll work for you. So let's go ahead and paste that API key over here now. Now let's go ahead and set up the Stripe stuff. We're going to hit true on Stripe is enabled. Okay. So now let's go ahead and set up Stripe. So we'll log into our Stripe account here. Okay. All right. There we go. We're logging in. We just got to put in our 6-digit code. There we go. Okay. So you just have to usually, if it's your first time signing up, you have to just fill up some stuff about your business. So even if you don't have a real business, you can just make up some stuff, and you should be fine. Stripe should allow you to log in. Once you do that, you'll go ahead and see the screen, okay? Now we need a Stripe secret key. So let's go ahead and grab this key here. So this is our secret live key. Do not obviously share it with anyone, right? This is just because I'm just doing it for the demo. But I'm going to delete this project afterwards. We're done with it. For you, make sure you keep it a secret, okay? All right, next up, here's what you want to do. So you want to go ahead and create some products. And we want to create a 1 credit product, a 3 credit product, and a 5 credits product. So you want to have 3 products here. So let's go step by step here. So we did Vercel blob, we did resend, and they're optional, by the way. We're just doing it for the purposes of the demo to really make this app really good for you. Okay, now we need to create a webhook. We've already created a secret. So let's go ahead and create a webhook first. So let's go type up their webhook, go to the developer's webhook, and we're going to hit add an endpoint. Okay. Now let's grab the URL of our web app that we have deployed, the domain, not the rest of it. Okay, so let's pop that in. So your hosted URL Stripe subscription webhook. And then we're going to say /Stripe/subscription-webhook. So make sure you add that into the URL there. Okay. So let's just say billing. So we need checkout session completed. That's what we need. That's going to be under checkout, and that's going to be under session completed. Okay, great. Move that. Let's go ahead and hit add events. Yep. And go ahead and add an endpoint. Okay, let's keep going here. So now whenever somebody's going to do a session complete or subscribe, it's going to hit that webhook right after this checkout session completed webhook. And then we have some logic in the code to build that user. And then we're going to give them credits, okay? So we want to get our webhook signing secret, and we're going to pop that into there, okay? Now we need to go ahead and create our products. So let's go check out those images that show us how to do that. So here's one of our products. This should tell you what we need to do, okay? I'm going to move that there so my life gets easier. And I'm going to go ahead and create our first product here. So this is going to be 1 credit product. You can upload an image if you want. We don't really need that right now. 16. So description of this is going to be, it's going to give us 16 headshots. Okay. And we will charge $12 for this. And you can change this price to whatever you want, but this is what we're going to do. And it'll be one time, not recurring. Yep. Yep, I think we got everything over here. That should be good. Let's hit save product. Now let's go ahead and see in our Visual Studio Code. Let's go to Stripe subscription here. And let's see, 1 credit. Yep. Yep, let's go in the environment variables now. And let's get our price ID. Where did I put this? Okay. Let's go to price ID. Yep, 1 credit. And let's go do the same thing for the 3 credits and the 5 credits. So I'm going to create another product, same process. Let's just go look at the image. It's going to be 3 credits. It's going to be 1 off. It's going to be $30. Okay. And it's going to give us 48 headshots here. Okay. Because 3 credits, right? So now click into it, and now we're going to get our price here. So let's grab the price, or so, the price ID, and let's go put that in. And we just need to do it one more time. So let's go ahead, 5 credits, 16 times 5, whatever that is. Make sure it's one off. And then we're going to pop in the price. This is $40. So just to be clear, 1 credit is 1 workflow run. That's what a credit actually is. So 1 credit per training, okay? Now we have all the credits. Let's go ahead and get that 3rd price ID, pop that in here, and now we're good. Now we have all our variables filled out, okay? Let's hit save. A variable name, target production already exists. Oh, actually, we don't need that one. So let's get rid of that one. Okay, let's see if it's already defined. Service role key. I see. We actually don't even need those. Those are already defined. So ignore those. Yeah, those were already populated at the start. So we actually don't need that. So you can get rid of that. Yeah, we should be good to go at this point. Now we have all of our variables. Okay, so we now need to just go and hit redeploy. So basically we can then rebuild with those additional environments. Now, if this succeeds, that means on the top right there, this will basically say how many credits I have. It should say 0 because I don't really have any right now. I didn't purchase any. We'll see. It says ready. Visit. Awesome. Let's hit login. We don't want that URL actually because that's the preview. So let's go ahead. Let's go jump to the main one and let's hit refresh so it's not the preview. Nice. Look at that. We get 0 credits. So the reason why it shows up is we have conditional logic that basically says if you have the API key enabled or not, it then shows this. Otherwise, it doesn't. So let's try the experience. So let's try to train the model. I'll call it Mariano headshots. So you can pick man, woman, unisex, whichever one you'd like. So uploads, let's go ahead and upload some pictures at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and upload some pictures here. So there we go. Put some Mariano's pictures. Look at Mariano, looks handsome here. It should not let me do it because I have no credits right now. So it should not allow me to do it. Boom, there we go. So it says something went wrong. Okay, not enough credits. So let's go ahead and figure that. Now let's go ahead and click credits. And we could see, boom, 1 credit, 3 credits, 5 credits. This is being pulled from our products we made, by the way, automatically on Stripe. And so when I click that, look at that. It's already sending us to the checkout page. So we can go ahead and fill out our card information here. So purpose of the demo, I'm not going to do this, but as you can see, it's set up for us to be able to actually do this. So we can purchase multiple credits here. And with a certain plan if we want. So I'm going to go ahead and cheat a little bit. So we need to also set up that Stripe pricing table. I forgot to mention that actually. So let's go ahead to our code that we had cloned. Let's go to our, let's go Command P and let's go to our Stripe table. Okay. Now in the Stripe table, you need to put these values, the publish key, and let's figure out how to get those. Okay. So I'll show you how to get those right now. So let's go to our search bar here. Let's go to our pricing table here. And let's go ahead and create a pricing table here. So let's go ahead and add 1 credit. Let's go and add 3 credits. Let's add another product. And then let's add our final product for 5 credits. Okay. So yeah, my bad. I must have missed a step from showing you guys. So this will take care of it now. Okay, so make sure you set this up, hit continue. And then, yeah, and then hit continue. And this is the pricing table that you get, okay? Now let's copy that and we're going to paste that pricing table in there, okay? That's what we need to do there. So make sure you need the client reference ID and the customer. So if I did this, put the client reference and customer email, okay? And these should be your values here. So now we'll render the table. And it belongs to your account. Okay, so let's go ahead and demo that. So I'll add that into my code. So we're going to say fix pricing table, okay? And yep, dash, let's just put the dash M here and push it. Okay. Now that we've pushed this, now we should see our deployment here. Okay. And it's automatically going to deploy to Vercel. Doesn't need to be set up, but just double check. If it doesn't, you can always look up Vercel deploy commands and type that in. Okay. So we'll wait for this deploy to finish. Once it finishes, you should see the new pricing table. So you don't want the values that are there already. You want to set up your own pricing table. Because before, let's give it a couple more seconds here until it's done. Yeah, so some styling changes happen because of ESLint, so ignore those. But the main thing is the pricing table ID and the publishable key are different. So those are different. So these have to be yours, okay? These can't be like whatever you got from the project. So it's done. So let's go ahead and look. Let's go there. Oh, look at that. We got tables here and we can see a training. That is sick. So let's go ahead and click Get Credits. So now you'll see the same styling that you saw that we did, okay, on Stripe. The blue buttons that we just set up in Stripe, right? They're a different color than the ones we had at the start of the lesson. You should be able to edit it in real time. So if you want to see the colors change, for example. So like, let's change this to some other color. Let's change it to red, for example. Very, very dangerous. Terrible color for UI UX. You don't want that, but like, let's just take a look. Let's hit refresh. Damn, look at that. That's sick. So now it's linked properly. And Stripe makes our life really easy, right? It makes the tables for us. We don't have to make it. That's nice. So let's just, to make the demo a little bit faster, I'm going to basically give myself credits. I'm going to cheat here. So I'm going to go into the credits row here. So it created a row for me here with my user ID. I'm in Supabase here right now. Headshot template project here, right? In tables and credits. And now for you as a developer, you could just do it for yourself. But normally, right, if you're going through the Stripe checkout, it will hit the webhook and then it will add credits to the user that actually paid, right? So for now, let's just give ourselves 10 credits here. Okay, cool. So now we should refresh, and at the top right, boom, look at that. It says 10 credits, right? So I'm rich in this world. So let's go ahead and we're going to do Mariano headshots here. Let's grab some of his photos right here, okay? I don't know why I have his photos on my freaking computer, but ask Mariano, don't ask me. And then let's go ahead and hit train. Let's see what happens. It looks like 4 different people, right? In these 4 different photos. What the hell? Okay. So model is now queued for training. Now if I refresh, you'll see that it's loading. And it detected 1 credit actually at the top, which you could see. And now it's running my workflow, right? And to show you that my workflow is running, let's go to my dashboard. And if you remember, we created this workflow and we're running it now. Okay, let's go ahead and click history. And we can see inside of our history, I ran, but it failed. Interesting. This is because my account's on Leap. I don't have enough credits to run this myself. So I got to go. So I want to go ahead and upgrade. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a plan. So training models is very costly, right? It's not completely free. So you have to be able to actually do that. So I'm going to go ahead and update this here. And I'm join this $9 per month one. Guys, if you want to learn this AI stuff, like $9 is nothing, right? At the worst case scenario, you could cancel a month from now. But like the skills that you learn from being able to do this are worth so much more. Like you might have a 10K pay increase, or you might get a job, or your SaaS might make, you know, 10K, 20K a year, or you might get a job where you're making a bunch more money. So like, don't be cheap when it comes to investing in yourself. That's one of the things from the start of my career, like I took very seriously, where I'm like, if I have a tool, I'm going to invest as long as it can help me and increase my workflow. And again, this is a great project for you to have on your portfolio and showcase, because there are people right now making $80,000 a month, like Levels.io, making $80,000 a month off of this project. There's some other dude who has same photo AI project making $100,000 per month. So don't be cheap. Use these to learn. Let's keep going. So now you can see I'm part of the pro plan, and now I have 4,000 credits here. Okay. So now I should be able to run this. Now I should be able to run this training job. So let's actually go ahead and try it. So I'm going to go ahead and train it again. So I'm going to pick Mariano headshots here. Yep. And then we're going to go ahead and hit pro. Now with pro. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to train the model here. Refresh. And the first one will fail, but the second one should pass. So here's my training data with these images, right? Now let's go back. Let's go history, and we can see it's running. Beautiful. Now that I have the credits to run it, it's running. It's going to take a little bit here. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to the end here. Okay. And there we go. And our headshots are now finished generating. So now we can go and check back with our app. So now if I refresh here, you'll see that the status is finished. Boom! Look at that. And now we can see all the headshots that are generated. You can see how professional Mariano looks here. The images that we put in for Mariano are not the best images. So that's why it didn't create like the best results. But you can see the results are actually not that bad. These are pretty solid results. I mean, you guys can use a bunch of these photos as your LinkedIn photos or your resume photos, etc. And you could start charging people for this at this point. Like you have this thing fully running, right? So there you go. So I hope that you guys found that valuable. Like think about it. We just built a full app from scratch that people, legit developers and indie developers like Levels.io, Peter Levels is using this to make $80,000 per month. And you were just able to build it in the last, 30 minutes? I mean, that should be mind-blowing. And tools like Triley make your life so much easier. So I hope you got value out of it. If you did, smash the like button. I love your beautiful face. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.